Hey everybody, it's Alecia Godfrey. This is Alecia Godfrey.
Hi, my name is Alecia, and I want to take a minute and break that down for you. Hey, I'm Alecia. So in our last video, we were talking about Intel and how sleek it's gonna look and how big it's gonna be. But I also mentioned that it would take 7,000 workers to build the first two buildings. So what happens when 7,000 people rush into Columbus relatively quickly? Because remember, we're building these fabs in about 2 years of a time period. So it's not a huge stagger. A lot of people think 7,000 in, 7,000 out. We're gonna bring the guys in the frame and then we're gonna shoot them out. We're gonna bring the guys in that do concrete and then shoot them out. Well, because this is a long-term project and they're planning to build more fabs, a lot of these workers are gonna come and they're going to stay. So when people stay, we not only need housing for them, we need transportation, we need schools to educate their kids, we need restaurants, we need retail, we need healthcare. We need all the stuff that we Central Ohioans already enjoy, but we need it built up very quickly and for a new large population. So let's start thinking about the fact that 161 is already being widened to accommodate the extra traffic that is going out there. So what's that gonna look like? Well, if you take 161 into work every day, you're probably already noticing, the traffic cones are going up, the construction is starting, and the traffic is up because those workers are already going out there. And the thought of widening it is not for this first phase. It'll take place during the first phase, so we're gonna have some growing pains. But hey, when they're building phase 2, 3, and 4, that's when everything should flow really nicely. What about the schools? Well, the schools can't take that many more kids in Johnstown and New Albany. We're talking about probably having to build more schools. Let's talk about housing, because that's my wheelhouse. They are predicting that we will need about 100,000 new homes in the next 10 years. I can tell you with a high level of confidence that our local builders are not building anywhere near 10,000 houses a year. And you're like, but Alecia, there's houses popping up here and there and here and there. And there are. But like I talked to the third largest spec home builder in town, and they said their goal for 2023 is to build and sell 600 homes. Okay, so that's the third largest builder. So if the second largest builder outdoes them by a little bit and they say 800 or 900 homes, and the number one builder says we'll build 1,000 homes, you can see that we're still falling really short. And the smaller builders and the semi-custom and custom home builders are not building thousands of houses a year. Now, you're probably thinking, well, it doesn't all have to be houses. You're right, it doesn't. There are obviously people developing apartment buildings, townhomes, condominium complexes. So homes are gonna come in all shapes and sizes, but bottom line, we're not building 10,000 a year like they are saying we need to in order to keep up with the demand. So you're probably also saying to yourself, how does this math add up? How do you get 7,000 people and we need 100,000 homes? Well, when the 7,000 people come, they bring with them their families. And then their families need to be supported by other families. So those schools need teachers, for example. Teachers have families. So you're not just getting one person. Let's say you're getting one person, their spouse, their 2 kids, and their dog. All right, right there, you need schools, restaurants, you need a vet. You might need houses of worship. You need a place for them to live. You need a place for them to buy groceries. And people have to work at all of those various locations. So all sorts of people are needed to support one person. We are not each individual islands. We have a support network here in Columbus. You've probably also heard whispers about the outer belt. So for those of you that aren't already in Columbus, Ohio, we have a circle that runs around Columbus called the 270 outer belt. And most of what's inside the outer belt is Columbus proper. There's a few little suburbs in there too. And then we've got the suburbs on the outside of 270. Well, they are talking about the fact that if Intel's out here on this outer edge of the circle, that we have businesses down in the southeast corner that are gonna need to be connected up to that site. So rather than saying, hey, everybody in Columbus and causing panic, we're going to build this outer belt, you're just gonna start to see small sections of this outer belt be built a little bit at a time, and before you know it, will have an outer circle. We've already learned from my sources that are in the commercial development side of this that the numbers we're seeing on the news are padded. A lot of the information we're seeing on the news is being toned down a little bit to eliminate panic. But the outer belt story is a true one. So brace yourself and start watching for these little sections to eventually connect into a circle. Might take a couple years, but it's coming. We are definitely seeing a lot of growth already in the Columbus area. And I know that when people move here from the east or west coast, they think traffic, what traffic? That's because we here in the Midwest like to get where we're going in 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. We're bracing ourselves for that extra traffic. So watch for a lot of road improvements over the next several years because we're gonna need it to help with the extra traffic. What you may or may not also know is that the Columbus Airport is supposed to get an entirely new terminal. I wish it was tomorrow, but it's probably in the next 10 years or so that we'll get a brand new terminal and we will start getting flights somewhere other than Florida and New York. Won't that be awesome? Okay, so everybody get excited about that one. That's it for today. I really want you to come back and I want to talk to you about why these people coming is such a big deal and who these people that are coming are and how it's going to impact our housing market. Thank you for watching. Take a minute to subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click on the notification bell so every time I post a new video, you see it first. Look in my bio below to follow along on all my social media accounts. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, click here to find more. We'll see you next time.